The Pittsburgh Steelers are one of the most storied and greatest franchises in NFL history and winning 6 Super Bowls, but recently they have been nothing but utter mid. But besides that, they have not had a losing season since 2003. And with the firing of head coach Mike Tomlin, there is only one man for the job. And Coach Homeboy Brand taking over for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, so looking at the roster, here is what we have. 40-whatever-year-old man Aaron Rodgers, Jaylen Warren at running back, Kenneth Gainwell should be a higher overall, honestly. He played really well, especially against my Lions. We're not going to talk about that, though. O-line, actually not that bad. We definitely need a left tackle for the future. DK Metcalf is our best receiver by far. And we're definitely going to need a wide receiver, too, at some point. The defense of this squad is where it shines, though. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Jalen Ramsey, 3 X factors on defense, and then plus Highsmith, Patrick Queen, Joey Porter, Samuel. This team defense is very, very good. Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, Alex Highsmith, Joey Porter, Samuel, all these guys, Kyle Duggar, pretty okay. Jabril Peppers, I did not know they had Jabril Peppers. But all these guys are pretty much good players. Our defense is honestly very solid. I'm not going to lie. But the offense is going to be our main point of concern in this offseason and in this draft. It's all going to depend on whether or not Aaron Rodgers decides to leave to retirement this year or next year. But obviously he's not going to be our franchise quarterback for this rebuild. So we're going to have to see what we want to do going forward at quarterback. So I forgot to show you guys free agency. I'll show you after the draft, but we are in the draft. And it looks like the best option for me is just going to be taking Isaiah World, left tackle out of Oregon. He's an absolute beast. As you can see, A, lead block, A to C pass block, B, pass block finesse, A to C run block, A, run block finesse. And he's an elite athlete. Great acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, good strength, good speed. This just overall is probably the best pick we could possibly be making right now. Here we go. We'll have to see. He's ranked 38 of 21. Normal dev is not a good start to this rebuild. So we also need a wide receiver, Deuce Robinson. He is 6'6". One thing he is lacking, he only has decent speed and solid acceleration. But if you go ahead and look at his important physicals, he's got A, catch in traffic, A, medium route, A, release, B, short route. So that's not incredible. D, deep route. But he just does seem like the best receiver on the board. We really do need a receiver. 56 true value, draft him at 53. Hidden development, though, so we're back on track for that. But let's go to the third round. So linebacker is not a very in need position for us, but Deontay Lawson is an absolute physical freak, a 4.56, elite acceleration, great agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, elite speed, decent strength. Don't really love that, but A tackle, A zone coverage, C man coverage, whatever. A play rec, C pursuit, that's whatever. B hit power. This guy seems like he should be a first-round pick, 6'2", 228, 23 years old, out of Alabama. I'm going to pick him here. We'll see if he is a 122 at 85. Whatever. We'll see how he develops because he is a very fast. I do like my linebackers to be fast. We're going to go ahead and sim to the end of the draft and see what the overall is of our new players. Shouldn't have drank that soda. But before that, Adam Thielen, Aaron Rodgers, Dean Lowry, Christian Kuntz, and Cameron Hayward all retired in the offseason. So those are some good contributors that are gone. But let's look at our draft recap here. First round pick, Isaiah World, 74 overall, although he is only normal development, so that kind of sucks. But he's already better than Andrews Pete was last year. Deuce Robinson, a 73, so a good pickup there. Lawson's only a 70. Dalen Everett, a cornerback out of Georgia, 73 that the CPU drafted. Kevin Coleman Jr., a 71 overall wide receiver that the CPU drafted, Eric McAllister, 67, and Joshua Braun, a 61 overall left guard. So overall, a solid draft. Let's go ahead and sim to next season, do our training camp stuff, and I'll show you guys what the roster is looking like. So I've actually signed Daniel Jones in the offseason, and I usually play with injuries off, and I forgot that the pre-existing Achilles tear or whatever he had. So he's out for 14 weeks of the season, so that's great. My second best option at quarterback was Anthony Richardson. So obviously we were cooked. Jalen Warren, Johnson as our running backs. DK Metcalf. I signed Keenan Allen. And Deuce Robinson, I think his name was, out of Florida State. We're going to need a left guard at some point. Isaiah World, our rookie in at left tackle. Other parts of the O-line look pretty solid. Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth as our tight ends. Very underrated group of tight ends. Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, Derek Harmon, Javon Hargrave, Patrick Wilson, Ellis, who we did sign in the offseason, and Patrick Queen round out our linebacker core. Elliott, Asante Samuel Jr., and Joey Porter Jr., as well as Jalen Ramsey, round out our secondary. I'm going to go ahead and sim until the mid-season and see where we are at. So it looks like at mid-season we are 4-3. Did not at all expect that. Let's go ahead and check out our stats. Anthony Richardson, 16 touchdowns, 12 interceptions though. Not great, but better than I thought. Almost too good. I almost want to put like Mason Rudolph in so we can tank. We need a QB, and Anthony Richardson is not going to be that. Jalen Warren, 2 rushing touchdowns. DK Metcalf, 3 touchdowns, 500 yards receiving. Keenan Allen, 200 or 300. Pat Freiermuth, 300. Deuce Robinson, only 179, but on 3 touchdowns. This is kind of in a shitty predicament because I do not want to win games this year. I want to just be I'm repeating the Pittsburgh Steelers cycle of just being mid every year. We're going to try to re-sign him. Can't fully commit. Fuck you. Patrick Queen. I did not mean to upgrade you. I meant to re-sign you. Anyway, I'm going to do all this stuff off camera. I'm going to sim to the end of the season and see what our final record is at the end. And so just like clockwork, I say that I want to go have a shitty record, and we go 4-13 somehow. I don't even really know. We're going to go ahead and look at the playoff record. I don't even know why I'm looking at this playoff record. Here we go. The Lions didn't make the playoffs. It's great, even though this is a fictional universe. I'm just going to sim to the offseason, see who wins the Super Bowl, I guess, and we will do free agency in the draft. So the main 2 guys we needed to re-sign, Joey Porter and Patrick Queen, do not want to come back next season. Just for the need of having a corner, I'm going to franchise tag Joey Porter instead of Patrick Queen. I'm going to sim through. I'm going to do all my free agency stuff, and then I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, so that 4-13 record was not good enough to give us the number 1 overall pick. Now, this is the draft with Ty Simpson, Dylan Raiola, Julian Sayin, Jeremiah Smith. We'll have to see what the Jets take, number 1. And they end up taking Jeremiah Smith. Now, my guy in this scenario is Ty Simpson. He is in this very well. Very, very, very good. He's got great throw power, good speed, good athlete. But he's got B play action, B deep accuracy, A medium accuracy, A short accuracy, C throw on the run, A under pressure, A trucking, B stamina, B break sack, A awareness. He is absolutely the right guy for this rebuild. I want to look at what trade offers they have. I'm not probably going to look. I'm not probably going to take any of them, and if they even show up, I don't even think, maybe there's just no offers. Who knows? But let's go ahead and pick. I lost connection to the server. That is awesome. That is fucking great. All right, we're back. Let's see if I can actually look at these trade offers. Pick 4, pick 20. I ain't fucking taking that. None of these offers are good enough for me to pass up a franchise quarterback, the most important proponent of a rebuild. Ty Simpson was ranked 41 in true value. Hidden dev, though, oh my. I hope I didn't make the wrong decision there. I mean, true value, I think we all know true value is shit anyway. So, and with our second round pick, we are taking wide receiver Cam Coleman, ranked 23 in true value, drafting him at 24 out of Auburn, playmaker. He's just a very good athlete with some very good traits, and he will very well help our offense. So in the third round, this prospect does look very good. Bryce Young, not the quarterback, the left edge rusher. B awareness, A block shed, A finesse, A to C hit power, B play rec, A power move, C pursuit, D tackle. He has poor strength, so this is going to be a risky move, and we don't really need a left edge rusher all that much. 153 in true value, not at all what we wanted. A physical freak other than the fact that he is a weakling. We're going to go ahead and sim to the end of the draft and see where our team is looking like. And for whatever reason, I'm just looking at usually at the, like any offseason, you'll get like 1 or 2 trade offers for one of your players. And I just decided, you know what, I'll look for Drew Tranquill. We did just sign him. But I look and the Giants are going to offer us Abdul Carter in a 6th and a 7th for Drew Tranquill. I am taking this in an absolute freaking heartbeat. We just secured an elite edge rusher for the future. So here is what the year 2 roster is looking like. Ty Simpson, our second overall pick in the NFL draft, quarterback at a 74 as a rookie. Jaylen Warren an 82. Johnson a 77. DK Metcalf an 85. Deuce Robinson, our second round pick last year, up to a 79. Cam Coleman, our second round pick from this year, is a 76. So that is a very good pickup. We picked up Chris Paul, not the basketball player, the NFL player, in the free agency pool. Looking over at our defense, Abdul Carter, the best new addition to this defense. Peyton Wilson, Caden Ellis, Alex Highsmith, T.J. Watt, Derek Harmon, Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter Jr., Asante Samuel Jr., and Dalen Everett round out our defense. Let's sim to midseason and see where we are at. So at midseason, we are 3-4, to be expected with a rookie quarterback, honestly. We beat the Titans, lost to the Chargers, Rams, 49ers. We beat 9-8. Oh, my Lord. I was supposed to come bring an offense to this team. Oh, my Lord. Let's look at the stats. Ty Simpson, 12 touchdowns to 1 pick. This is what we drafted you for. Good shit, big dog. Jaylen Warren, 2 touchdowns. Our rushing game is just terrible. It's looking like. Deuce Robinson, 3 tutties. Pat Freiermuth, 2. Cam Coleman. DK Metcalf, man. We might have to get rid of you. You do have 4 touchdowns. Just not the volume that we want catching the ball. Let's look at our defense. 57 tackles from Peyton Wilson. 7.5 sacks from Alex Highsmith. 5 from Abdul Carter. Interceptions, we only have 1. It's from T.J. Watt. Not great. I guess we will sim to the end of the year and see where we are at. So not a great year 2. We were 6-11. We do have $60 million in cap space. 21-10 for Ty Simpson. Good stats, I'm not gonna lie to you. He had no rushing touchdowns, but 7 from Jaylen Warren. 5 receiving touchdowns from Deuce Robinson, 6 from DK Metcalf, 4 from Pat Freiermuth, and 3 from Cam Coleman. Let's look at the blocking. This had to be what it was. 15 sacks led up by Isaiah World. Not what we want to see. Troy Fatanu, 9. But this isn't really that bad. Defense. Let's look at our sack numbers. 16 from T.J. Watt. 12 from Alex Highsmith. 6.5 from Abdul Carter. 11.5 from Derek Harmon. What a beastly performance. I don't even know how Alex Highsmith is getting this many sacks at same linebacker. But TJ Watt and Caden Ellis are the only people on our team who got a interception. Let's look at pass deflections. Asante Samuel 6, Joey Porter 6, Caden Ellis 4. Something about it didn't get done. I really don't know what it even is. This, in my eyes, felt like a team that could possibly make a playoff push. But 6-11, I mean, we're gonna have a good draft pick. So we signed 2 people in free agency, but one of them being 89 overall superstar Joe Alt, the left tackle from the Chargers, as well as Tyrone Tracy. We did have to, I'm not going to lie, we gave him a bag. We gave him an absolute offer he couldn't refuse. But for Ty Simpson, I think he's our franchise guy. I had to protect him. Isaiah World, maybe he can move to the other side. Who knows? I don't really know exactly what it's looking like. But we do have the 5th pick in the draft. I'm going to take one last peek at our roster and see what we do from here. So after much consideration, I'm looking at this. Sheldon Staley is a round 1 projection. He is 6'4" as a corner. That is very elite. And he has elite speed, great acceleration. He ran a 4.38. This is going to be the guy that we draft. This seems like, to me, the best player available. Ranked 5. We got him at 5. So with our linebacker core kind of thinning out and aging, Marco Portillo looks like a very good player to get in the 2nd round. He's ranked 48 out of 37. But I think with the fit, that is a very justifiable pick. I'm just going to send to the end of the draft. This doesn't really seem like a super strong draft class. So we'll go ahead and sim to next season and see what the roster looks like. All right, so for year 3, this is our offense. We have Joe Alt, Chris Paul, Frazier, Fatanu. We moved him to right guard, and we moved Isaiah World to right tackle. Pat Freiermuth at tight end. He's up to an 83, so very good progress for him. DK Metcalf is an 86. Deuce Robinson an 81. Cam Coleman an 81. Tyrone Tracy is an 83, as well as Caleb Johnson being an 81. We also have a hidden dev running back. We'll move him up a little bit. Ty Simpson, after year 1, is an 83 overall. Let's look at the defense. Abdul Carter, an 88. Derek Harmon, Odigizua, and TJ Watt are our D linemen. Joey Porter, Dalen Everett, and now for our secondary, we have Joey Porter Jr., Staley, Dalen Everett, and Asante Samuel Jr. as our corners, Jalen Ramsey and Skinner as our safeties, Peyton Wilson, Alex Highsmith, and Devontae Lawson are our linebackers. Let's sim to midseason, see where we're at, and let's get this money. And so at midseason, as you can see, we are 5-2. Let's see where we are in the division. We are number 1, and Baltimore is 3-4, and they are 2nd, and we're playing them this week. I'm really happy with this. Not a lot of our players are willing to re-sign yet. They're like, I like the offer. I just don't know if I want to sign. Whatever that fucking means. But we're going to set into the end of the season and see what our record will be. All right, so to end the season, we are back in the playoffs. We are 10-7, a home playoff game against the 10-7 Patriots. Let's go ahead and look at our stats for the year. Ty Simpson, 28-11. This is a pretty similar stat line to what he put up last year, I'm pretty sure. But obviously, we're winning more games, so I mean. Tyrone Tracy, 8 touchdowns. Caleb Johnson, 6. Kyle Carmichael had 1. DK Metcalf, 7 touchdowns. Deuce Robinson, 6. Pat Freiermuth 6, Cam Coleman 7, and DK had 1,100 yards. So he heard my disrespectful comment saying we might have to trade him. He said, not happening, buddy. Let's look at our sacks here. 8 for Isaiah World. He still might not be on this team in the future. Frazier, Paul, and Alt let up 5 and 4 respectively, and Fatanu only let up 3. Even though he's definitely not going to be on our team next year. He doesn't want to come play for us. I'll sim to next week and see if we can win the wild card. So in the wild card, we win 17-10, as you can see. Now we are going to Highmark Stadium to play the Bills, even though in real life they wouldn't be at Highmark Stadium yet. They'd be at their new stadium. Let's sim to the conference championship and see if we can win. And the miracle run continues, 23-21. We are in the AFC Championship against the 9-7-1 Indianapolis Colts. I'm trying to see who's on their roster. J.J. McCarthy in the AFC Championship. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Charlie Kirk, and Tyler Warren. Oh my gosh, this is insane. If we can't win this game, we don't deserve it. Send to the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get the job done. And we lost to J.J. McCarthy. That is frustrating. And the Colts lose 27-10 to the Rams. Jared Verse is MVP. Some to free agency and get ready for year 4. The owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers gave me more schmeckles to spend. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a Steeler along with Brian Cook and Christian Barmore. Let's make this freaking playoff push, dude. Let's go to the Super Bowl. I'm ready. Let's see if we can get somebody good in the draft. So for our draft recap, we have Shane Cole, an 80 overall right tackle in the first round, pick 29. He has to be number 1 player by overall. And he's tied for 1 with a fullback who got taken in the second round. What is happening? Anyways, Tommy McMillan, a wide receiver, Hoffman, a left edge, and we fell off after that. But an absolutely banger pull, and he's probably going to be the replacement for Isaiah World. Isaiah World will probably move to right guard, even though he is just a massive fucking human. But he's not performed to what we thought he might. So that he's pretty much going to be the new replacement for Isaiah World. I'm going to go ahead and sim these training events, and we'll look at our roster. Alrighty, so for year number 4, I think this is, Joe Alt, Chris Paul, Zach Frazier, Isaiah World, and our new right tackle that was an 80 overall coming out of the draft, Coyle, along with Pat Freiermuth, and then Ty Simpson, Carmichael, our backfield, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, DK Metcalf, Robinson, and Coleman are our receivers. Now for our defense, Abdul Carter. Oh, TJ Watt retired. Cringe. Did not know that. That's not very nice. Harmon, Barmore, Portillo, Highsmith, Wilson. I knew Portillo was a good pick, and he's a superstar. Jalen Ramsey, Cook. Should be. I don't know why he's not. Oh, because he's a free safety. I'm gonna move into strong safety, so he'll be a strong safety. Staley, Porter, Everett, Samuel. You guys know the drill. Our corners literally have not changed except we added Staley and Barmore, or Everett was like year 1. But that is our team. We're gonna sim to midseason and see where we're at. All right. So for year 4, we went 12-5, made the wild card. We won our division, obviously. Ty Simpson took a big step forward, 38-4 for him. Carmichael, this guy was like an auto-generated player that the CPU drafted, and he just had 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns for us. St. Brown, 1,200 yards and 20 touchdowns. Thank you. DK Metcalf had 900. Robinson, 570, but he was the big freaking piece missing. Zach Frazier, what are we doing? How are you letting up 12 sacks as a center? It's crazy. Shane Cole let up 4 as a rookie at a tackle. So, Sugma. Derek Harmon, 12 sacks. Abdul Carter, 9.5. Peyton Wilson had 9. Interceptions, we had 2 from Jalen Ramsey, 2 from Joey Porter. Marco Portillo had 1. Brian Cook, Dalen Everett all had 1. Forced fumbles. What about forced fumbles? 2 forced fumbles for Cook, 1 for Joey Porter, 1 for Harmon, and 1 for Eric Woodson, a rookie strong safety who actually did have a decent year, especially for a rookie. We're going to go ahead and sim. Let's see if we do win the divisional. We're playing the Jags. Let's see if we can go to the divisional round. And we lose 2014. That is absolutely tragic. So basically, it is off season. As you can see, right next to my head. Wait. I'm walking away. It's been a great run. Jalen Ramsey has retired. And Derek Harmon, we could not get a deal done. And he doesn't want to come back. He wants to test free agency, and the franchise tag is $34 million. I can't do that, brother. Sorry. I had to re-sign Ty Simpson next year. Deontay Lawson, we'll try to bring him back. He doesn't even want an expensive deal. We're gonna give him more of a bag than he deserves. He's happy to sign and continue playing. Asante Samuel, we got 3 better corners than you. Sorry, buddy. Isaiah World, for a cheap deal, if you want to come back, he's going to go to free agency. Definitely not franchising tagging his big ass. He's been an absolute failure. In this. So let's go ahead and sim to free agency and see if we can get another big swing. All right, and for the draft, we drafted Miguel Cantu to replace Jalen Ramsey. Obviously, he's not going to be able to do that year one, but he's a 75 already. 73 Ferris in the second round. But there's that. On to year 5. Alrighty, for year number 5, I think this is. We've got Ty Simpson, obviously, up to an 88. Carmichael's up to an 88 as well. St. Brown's a 97. Robinson's an 85. DK is an 83. Coleman's an 84. AJ Barner, who we just signed, is an 82. Pat Farmer is also an 82. Coyle, Owenu, Frazier, Paul, Alt. This line has been what we've had, other than Owenu, who I guess we signed. I don't really remember that, but defense is looking a little bit more shitty. I'm not going to lie to you. We signed Josh Hines-Allen. Staley's up to a 90. Joey Porter's an 88. And what happened? Oh, we must not re-signed. What's his face? We're going to have to re-sign another corner. Portillo, Highsmith, Lawson, Cook, and our rookie Miller. Let's sim to the midseason, see where we're at. Alrighty, so we are 4-3 at the midseason. Let's look at the stats here. Ty Simpson, 10-0. I mean, 10-0. No interception, that's good. But 10 touchdowns is not what we want to see. Let's sim to this playoffs. Let's just go ahead and do that. So we went on an absolute heater. We were 4-3. We end up being 12-5. And we were the 1 seed, so it's kind of a weak AFC. So hopefully that means we can get to the Super Bowl easier. Obviously, we got to sim the wild card. We're gonna bye. We're playing the 8-1 Titans. If we can't win this game, I gotta make some serious, real changes on this roster, and I gotta make some real serious changes on this roster. Alrighty, looking at year 6 draft. We got Tevin Posey, right guard. We really did need a right guard to come lock it down. 79 overall. Let's freaking go. We got Matthew McIntyre, a free safety for 73. We ended up getting Gabe Brown, a 70 overall, sneaky athletic gym rat, character guy, wide receiver. He was white, so that's why I said all that stuff. But I'm going to go sim through all of our training stuff, and then we will see what a roster looks like right after that. Alrighty, looking at our roster, year 7. Go ahead and look. We have got Ty Simpson, obviously, at quarterback. Carmichael up to a 91. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cam Coleman, and Robinson. No more DK Metcalf, though. We got Frazier, McCain, who we just drafted. Coyle, Paul, and Alt on the O-line. Looking at the defense, we do need to get a D-tackle in there. Let me just send best lineup here. Abdul Carter, Leslie. I don't really know any of these 3. Man, I really was slacking on the D-line. I'm not going to lie to you. We got Spears. Yeah, we just signed him. And there is the team. Let's sim to midseason, see where we're at. So a big step backwards here in year number 6. We're 2-5 at midseason. I don't really know what we're doing wrong here. We did change playbooks to the Rams playbook because they just made the Super Bowl 6 times. 14-7 from Ty Simpson. Carmichael, 3 touchdowns. What about blocking? Is that our issue? I mean, Joe Alt has let up 9 sacks. We're not paying you all that money to let up 9 sacks in half a year, Joseph. That's more than a sack a game. Joey Porter should not be our leading tackler. That's not what we want at all. Only how many sacks? Like 10. 5.5 from Abdul Carter. What are we paying you all that money for? Marco Portillo, you're a dog. I love you. But I guess we're just going to have to sim to the end of the year and see if we make the playoffs. I don't really know how this is even remotely possible, but we end up going 4-13. Ty Simpson threw 37 passing touchdowns to only 12 picks, and we went 4-13. Rushing under 1,000 for Carmichael, not where we want him to be. Receiving, I guess this is a new glitch. Monroe St. Brown had almost 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. And we couldn't even get a freaking 5th win of the season. Sim to free agency and do the draft, and we'll see you next year for year 7. So since we went 4-13 this year, not a lot of our players that we had to re-sign want to come back. And unfortunately, we had to re-sign a lot of key players. Joe Alt don't want to come back. St. Brown don't want to come back. Ty Simpson don't want to come back. We're going to have to franchise tag Ty Simpson for $77 fucking million, even though he's not worth that. And we got $76 million to game with in free agency. So it is drafting time, and this offseason we re-signed Joe Alt. I guess he just wanted to be fucking difficult. And CeeDee Lamb as well on a 1-year deal. So he kind of replaces St. Brown. He's not as good as St. Brown. We do need a left guard at some point, whether that's in the 1st or 2nd round. We also need any kind of D-line help and probably another linebacker. So we have the number 2 overall pick. Let's see what we got going on here. I'll see you guys at the end. All right, so after the draft, we ended up trading from 2 to 3 to 19 because I really didn't love a lot of the players on the board. There was a really good quarterback, but we don't need a quarterback unless Ty decides to leave us in the offseason. But we ended up getting Blake Tapp, a left edge rusher, which we really did need, and then Amir Talley, a D tackle, which we also really did need. So I really do think that was a very good draft. Hopefully, the growing pains from switching offenses is gone, and we will not be shit again. Let's look at the roster. So for year number 7, this might be 8 or 7, I forget. Ty Simpson, Carmichael, Lamb, Coleman, Robinson. They've developed nicely. 87 out of getting 2 87 receivers from the 2nd round is pretty damn good. Joe Alt, Martinez, who we switched to left guard, and somehow he jumped like 4 fucking overalls, which is like, why wouldn't you put him there already, game? Frazier, Posey, Coyle. And Coyle didn't fucking develop like I would like. He was an 80 coming out of the draft 4 years ago. He's an 84. But I digress. If you guys don't know, in men, there's always a pool of defensive tackles that just don't get picked up. So if you send the offseason, and then you go, like, when it's training camp, you go free agents. I was able to get Derek Brown and Kobe Turner. So now our D-line is, like, beefy as fuck. And I don't know why he keeps doing this. He should be 3rd on the depth chart. But here is our defense, as you can see. So I'm just going to send to the end of the season because this video is going to get long if I keep doing breaks in the middle. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. God bless the franchise tag, baby. 46-7 on 4,600 passing yards for Ty Simpson. 1,300 yards from Carmichael. 1,400 from Deuce Robinson. 1,000 from CeeDee Lamb. That is his career high, and 19 touchdowns later. Joe Alt still led the team in a lot of sacks, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about it. Marco Portillo is a fucking beast, man. He is a absolute beast. 14-3. Number 1 seed. Let's skip to this fucking divisional round, and let's get a dub. All right, so in the divisional, we're facing the 9-8 Bills. The 1 year we went to the conference championship, we beat the Bills. If we beat them, we'll go to the conference championship again. Let's send it. Can we beat them? Yes, we can. 14-3 Titans, 14-3 Steelers. Let's sim to that bowl. Alrighty, we're just going to sim. I don't want to hop in. I want to let this team that I've built do their own heavy lifting. We're going to sim to next week. We're going to look at the season in review and see if we ended up winning Super Bowl 68. Why the fuck did it take this on? Let's see. Kobe Turner, you can't see, I'm covering him. Kobe Turner walks away from the game. Is it on a win or is it on a loss? The Pittsburgh Steelers are Super Bowl champions for the 7th time in franchise history, thanks to quarterback Ty Simpson, Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP. What else do we have? Defensive Player of the Year, Abdul Carter. Blake Taft, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like I should have been Coach of the Year, but whatever. If you guys liked the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.